So friends, over here we understand that we have to make investment in euro currency. The investment should be made in such a way so that the maturity amount of the deposit is 2,50,000 euro. If at all we make investment in euro currency, then in that case we will get the interest at the rate of 3.5%. Let us assume that 2,45,000 euro is required to be invested today. So in spot transaction, sell pound and purchase euro, purchasing 2,45,000 euro, just an assumed figure, that will be invested for 6 months. Whatever the amount of the pound that we are required to sell, that will be borrowed, and for that say we have to pay interest at the rate of 6.1% for 6 months. Again we'll make a comparison of this with the other two alternatives given to us. So please write down answer along with me. Step number 1, calculation of amount of euro to be invested today. Today and after 6 months. If at all today I make investment of 1 euro, then in that case the maturity amount of the deposit will be 1 plus 1 into 3.5% into 6 divided by 12. So the maturity amount of the deposit will be 1.0175. At the end of the 3 months, at the end of the 6 months, we require 2,50,000. So today this is the amount which is supposed to be invested. 2,50,000 into 1 divided by 1.0175. So the answer is 2,45,700.25. Okay. Step number 2, calculation of amount of pound to be borrowed and to be sold today. So in that write down spot transaction. Spot transaction is sell of pound and purchase of euro. The amount of the euro to be purchased is 2,45,700.25. Okay. The spot exchange rate is this 1.996/2. (1.996/2) euro per pound. The transaction is sell of pound and purchase of euro. So for every 1 pound you will get less amount of euro. So it is euro and pound. 1.996 euro is equal to 1 pound. 2,45,700.25 euro is equal to this amount of pound. So 245,700 into 0.25 into 1 divided by 1.996. That comes to 1,23,096.32. Okay. Step number 3, calculation of repayment of loan. Of course, that is in the domestic currency, that is in the pound currency. So it is principal plus interest. So 1,23,096.32 plus 1,23,096.32 into the rate of interest is 6.1% and the time period is 6 months. So 123,096.32 into 1.0305. Zero 0.061 into 6 divided by 12. So 1,26,850.76 pound. This is the amount of the pound of the repayment of loan. Alternative 3, lead payment. That is a new point to learn. Now friends, in case of the lead payment, we are required to work out the answer like this. Today and after 6 months. See what happens at, listen carefully. Today we will do borrow pound, sell pound, purchase euro, 2,50,000, that is equal to the consideration. Because the supplier has given a credit period of 6 months, so within 6 months anytime you can pay. So we want to make the payment in advance. Lead is a word which is taken from the leader. Okay, and the leader is someone who is always aheading the entire crowd. So the lead payment means that you are making advance payment. Leading, that is you are making the payment today itself. Okay, then we understand that whatever the amount that you have borrowed, for that you are required to make the repayment of loan. The repayment is required to be made in pound currency. That's it. With that, this alternative will be developed. We'll make a comparison of all three of them and we'll select an alternative which is having the least payment. So let us write down answer the question. Step number 1, calculation of amount of pound to be borrowed today. In the breakdown, spot transaction, sell of pound and purchase of euro. So this is the amount of the pound to be sold for purchasing 2,50,000 euro. So the exchange rate is euro pound 1.996, less amount of euro for every 1 pound. So for 2,50,000 euro, you have to sell this amount of pound. So 2,50,000 into 1 divided by 1.996. So it is 125,250.50. This is the amount of the pound, say, which is required to be borrowed and to be sold for purchasing the required amount of the euro. Step number 2, repayment of loan in pound currency. In that, principal plus interest. So it is 1,25,250.50 plus 1,25,250.50 into the rate of interest is 6.1%, higher rate of interest for borrowing, into 6 divided by 12. $1.0305. Same 0.0601 into 1 by 2. So 1,29,000 70.64 pound. This is the repayment of loan. So now decision making. In that, forward market hedge, money market hedge, and the last one is lead payment. The amount payable is 129,070.64. Over here, 126,850.76. 1,26,850.76. And the first alternative is forward market hedge. It is 126,582.28. So 126,582.28. Now we make a comparison of all three of them, and the alternative which is having the least payment will be selected, because this time we are required to make the payment, and it is the forward market hedge. So this is the way we can take decision.